So I saw the Ninja Turtles. This is gonna be a rough one. Hi everyone, I'm Brandon Prosek and this is the So I Saw Show, reviewing the latest reboot of the Ninja Turtle franchise. I'm going to start off by saying I just grew up the biggest Ninja Turtles fan. I had all the toys, I had the Super Nintendo games, I watched the animated series, I've seen, obviously I have all the others on DVD. I love this franchise, and I was actually looking forward to the fact that I heard that they were going to reboot it until I heard that Michael Bay is going to be involved, and like most internet haters, I started hating, but I gave it hope. I wanted to believe that because he wasn't directing and he was just producing, that it could be good, but we'll see. Most of my reviews I talk about the bads first because there's usually a few, and then I jump over to the good side of things, but I'm going to switch around because there's only really a couple good things. So I figured I'd tell you those, and then I'll tell you about all the shit. If for some reason you like this movie, or you think you're gonna like it, you probably shouldn't watch this video because I'm going to annihilate it. It was bad. A couple good things. One good thing was I enjoyed that they decided to make each turtle have his own individual look. You know, I felt it really helped show the different personalities, show them, you know, the nerdy aspect of Donatello, the more badass side of Raphael, the goofy side of Mikey. Not saying I like the CGI, I'm going to talk more about that later, but I just enjoyed the fact that they gave them each individual looks. The other good thing I could think of was I could appreciate some of the voice acting when it came to the voices of Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Not saying I liked them, not saying I loved them, I'm saying I could appreciate what they were going for. As far as the good things go, that's all I could really find. If you thought there were some other things, you can, you know, comment below, let me know. But honestly, as far as the good side of things, that's all I could swing. Jump on over to the bad side of things. First bad thing, the CGI. If you know me, you know I hate when movies use CGI and it doesn't look good. It just looks cheap. I know though the fact that these Ninja Turtles, they're these giant turtles, they're not real, but if you're gonna do it, make them look as realistic as you can. They did it in the 90s. Sure, they might have looked cheesy sometimes, but it looked like, hey, if turtles were to mutate and grow up to be teenagers and ninjas, they might look like that. Not these huge freaks. I would have rather they done what I saw them do when they made the TMNT movie. If you're gonna have bad CGI, just go full animation. Don't try to go live action if it's gonna look shitty. The next bad thing was something that a lot of people could have predicted, but was when the announcement of Megan Fox was gonna play the role of April O'Neil in the Ninja Turtles franchise. I always try to be optimistic. I was like, you know what, maybe she won't be terrible, she might just be bad. Like, I was trying to think of somewhat positive for her, but no. The example, there's this one scene where she's trying to help the turtles and she comes up to this computer screen and it's clearly a touchscreen, which she also has a touchscreen phone, so shouldn't be that complicated. But what does she do? She bangs on the side of it like this, like, why isn't it doing anything? And I know, like, that could have been the writing or the direction, but it looked so unbelievably bad. I was laughing. I was like, this should have just been a comedy if you're gonna put her dumb ass in it. And another thing with Megan Fox, I don't know what the she was thinking, but almost every scene, if you see this movie, count, this could be a drinking game. Count how many times action slows down for a second and you just hear her breathing. It sounds like in the doctor's office when he's trying to check your heart or whatever and they're having you breathe loudly. But they were for stupid things, like she'd run like 2 feet and she'd be gassed. I mean, it's just like, come on now. My fiance even said it's probably from all the nose surgery she had. She can't breathe properly. But I mean, why do we need to have so many scenes where she's just breathing? Why? Go on and on about Megan Fox. I'm just gonna move on to my next point. You know what? I'm just gonna talk about spoilers. If you're really that worried about getting spoiled about twists in this movie, it's not even really a twist. But I'm just gonna tell you, they tried to stay with somewhat of a similar origin story, but they tried to intertwine April to where when she was little, apparently her dad and her had the pets of the turtles. And there's a scene where all of a sudden it clicks. It's like, I remember having 4 turtles that my dad was experimenting on? How do you just remember that? Like, that's so insane and so stupid and just contrived in like the worst way possible. I need water because I'm running out of breath talking about this piece of shit. I'm not even going to complain about Megan Fox, but complain about the writing for April O'Neil. For the good first hour, you barely see the turtles. It's more like, this is the April O'Neil adventures with her and Will Arnett. Like, I don't care. I want to see the goddamn turtles. I paid to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which brings me to more of the writing. There were no arcs for the characters. I'm pretty sure they didn't learn anything at the end. They just conquered the bad guy. In Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know, in the X-Men movies, in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, all the characters learn something. That's what makes a good movie, is by the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, something's changed. I don't even care enough to look up who the director was, but he sucked. It like he was trying to make a Michael Bay ripoff. The direction with all the spin shots he does, like there'll be parts where just Will Arnett and Megan Fox are talking and the camera's spinning around them like it's this epic conversation that's gonna mean something later. It doesn't matter. I know I should stop comparing it to the old 90s ones, but in the 90s ones, whenever there were fight scenes, you saw all the fight scenes. You saw the fun little choreography of all the fight scenes, and it was cool. During some of the fight scenes, you didn't know where the turtles were, and all of a sudden they kicked like 4 people's asses, and then they're over here, and then they're over here. And I'm just so confused, and it looks so bad. I was in a theater, I'll admit, a lot of the front rows were kids. I didn't even hear the kids having a good time with some of these action sequences. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I'm like almost starting to sweat because I'm getting so pissed off. All these things that have pulled at you. This is a really movie. Do not waste your money in going seeing it. I just really wanted to go see a movie, and I grew up with the Turtles. I was nostalgic. I wanted to hope that this was a good movie, and it wasn't. So I was actually thinking about being a little bit nice and giving this my like second to last worst rating, which would have been, I should Redbox that, but no, I just can't. I have to give it my worst rating, which is that. Anyway, comment below if you noticed some good things or some things that were redeeming about this movie. Comment below. Let's talk about them. But honestly, I could only find those 2 that I talked about. If you just had other things you wanted to make fun of with me, comment below. Let's just trash this movie together. Let's be a couple internet geeks that love making fun of shit. If you want to find me on Twitter, my Twitter's right there. If you want to find my production company, Entertainment Buffet, on Facebook, there's us right there. Go ahead and like us. If you want to follow Entertainment Buffet on Twitter, also, the Twitter's right there. If you want to hit the big red button right below that, you could subscribe to the Entertainment Buffet YouTube page. We're going to be doing a bunch of sketch comedy this fall. We have a few that are being edited right now. We're just getting ready to, when we can start releasing them, we can get at least 1 to you a week so we can stay consistent. So please stay tuned for that. Finally, if you want to read any of my MoviePilot.com articles, if you're finding me on MoviePilot.com, you can find the link in the info section below. Check out some of my other reviews and articles there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Now you saw the So I Saw show. I'd rather watch Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time when they go to Japan. I'd rather watch that piece of shit than this new one.